Hello, it's Rob here from Freedom Online Services and welcome to part one of my video series, How to Get Found on Google. Now, getting found on Google is great. You know, you've got your website, you've got your product, all you need is people to come to it and buy it. Wouldn't it be cool if you could get hundreds of them, thousands of them coming to your website every month, new visitors who are interested in what you're doing? Wouldn't that be awesome? You can do it, it is possible, and I'm going to explain to you exactly how. Once the system is set up, this is effortless. It just carries on and on and on. It requires very little, perhaps even no maintenance. So, first of all, we need a little bit of background knowledge. What does Google like? You know, there's got to be some reason why some pages are right up there on page 1 and some of them are down on page 18 and they just get completely forgotten about. Now, bear with me on this if you know a little of it already. Eventually I'm going to get onto the really exciting stuff, how you can exploit it. But for now, a little bit of background knowledge. What does Google like? First of all, Google likes backlinks. Now this one is a bit of a pain because if you haven't got a lot of contacts and you haven't got a lot of friends and you haven't got a lot of clients already and you don't have a lot of money, then really your chances of getting a sizable amount of backlinks are quite slim, unfortunately. There are ways to do it, but they're really quite tedious a lot of the time. However, don't worry, because the other factors that Google likes and the other factors that put pages up the top of Google's rankings are enough that you can get rankings and get visitors, and then, you know, once you've got visitors, they will share what you've got. If it's good content, that will happen, and then you will be getting backlinks and you can move up and compete on more complicated, more difficult keywords. But for now, yeah, there are other ways to do this. Now, what else does Google like? Well, Google really likes it when your keyword, your key phrase, exactly, word for word, matches what the user is searching for. So something like how to get to #1 on Google, for example. If you write an article on that, you can compete with a whole bunch of sites that have all got sort of get to #1 on Google rankings, or how to get high up on Google rankings, or something like that. You can compete with sites that have similar key phrases, but they've got far more backlinks and far more pages and far more content and people who are interested, or whatever, followers on Facebook and everything. But the fact is, because you've got exactly the right keyword, you're right up there with them and you're competing. And that's a really awesome trick, and it's really worth knowing. And I'll show you how to gauge that using Google's keyword tool in a later part of this series. The second thing is, Google really loves it when you've got loads and loads of relevant content. Now, okay, this is the second thing you can work to your advantage. Backlinks, yeah, maybe you can work on that one day, but we'll forget about that for now. Relevant content. This is where you have to think very carefully about what you create. Because if you create something that you can churn out vast quantities of, like, you know, a blog post a day, 2 blog posts a day, and it's really easy, then you will be able to generate and amass a very large amount of content. I mean, some people will pay somebody else to write it, and if you've got that kind of money, then great. But I also think it's better if you can do something that you're really enthusiastic about, then there's no problem writing 50 articles of 200 to 300 words in it, and really that's enough. You know, if you think it takes you like half an hour to write a 200-word article, well, that's 25 hours. What's that? That's like a few weeks of evenings. You know, it's actually not that much work. And once you've done this, Google will recognize you as an expert, because let's face it, if you can write 100 articles on woodworking, then you probably know more about it than me, who could probably write a couple of paragraphs. So obviously, from Google's point of view, this is a signal that says, yeah, this guy knows something. Let's put his article right up there on the top on Google. Now, in the next part, I'm going to talk to you about how to choose your keywords wisely and how to choose battles that you can actually win and get visitors coming to your site in their droves. Seriously, you can do this. Believe me. Okay. Take care. Speak to you again next time.